Hello students, today we are going to do sum on interest on call in advance or call in arrear, whatever is given in the sum. So we are like in the previous video I have explained you the master entries which are there that you have to pass at the time of interest on calls in arrears and interest on call in advance whenever given in the sum. So I have selected one sum today in this video. In this sum they have asked us to calculate interest, okay, on both the things, advance and arrear. So just to recap quickly, you have to calculate interest on call in arrear. Like interest on call in arrear, company will have to company is going to charge and company will have to receive from the shareholder. So when they charge interest on call in arrear, company has to receive. In that case we are charging 10%. So company whenever charge interest on arrear, it is always 10%, and whenever it is interest on call in advance, that is company have taken advance call money from the shareholder and company is liable to pay now. So how much company pays? Company pays 12%. This 10% and 12% is as per the Companies Act 2013, which I have explained in detail in my previous video. I hope you have seen that previous video. Now let's do the sum. Just I recap the things, like the rate of interest you have to keep in mind, it won't be given in the question. So how much rate of interest is there on call in arrear? 10%, and on advance it is 12%. Okay, let's start. So now this is the question which I have selected. RBK Limited issued 20,000 shares. So RBK Limited issued 20,000 shares. So this is the total number of shares which is issued by the company of rupees 10. So rupees 10 is face value of the share at par, payable as follows. So these are installments. On application, company is asking for 2.5 rupees and application date is given to us 1st May 2019. Great. Now second installment of same amount 2.5 on allotment, and the date of allotment is 1st July. First call is of rupees 2 and it is payable on 1st of October, and balance amount on final call. So even there is a final call of the balance amount. So what will be the balance amount? Let's calculate. 2.5 plus 2.5, 5 plus 2, 7, and the face value is 10. So how much is balance, students? Rupees 3. So 5 plus 2, 7 plus 3, 10. So final call will be of rupees 3. And when to make this final call? On 1st of February 2020. So all the dates are given. Now why dates are given for all the installment? Because in this sum we are also going to calculate interest on advance and on arrears. Okay. Now all these shares were subscribed and amount was received. So all the shares were subscribed. 20,000 subscribed shares are there, and we have received amount also on 20,000 shares as per the calls made according to the dates. Now this is a special thing they have said along with the sum, that there is one shareholder, Mr. A, who had been allotted 200 shares. So A is holding 200 shares, paid the amount of first call and final call with the allotment. So what will be this, students, tell me? If he is paying first call and final call along with the allotment, you will call it as call in advance. So Mr. A have paid advance money to the company. Great. Now another shareholder, B, holding how many shares? 100 shares, did not pay final call till the date of balance sheet. We are assuming that we are going to make balance sheet on 31st March 2020. So till this date, Mr. B, holding 100 share, didn't pay the final call. Understood? So in this sum, there is one shareholder who paid the advance money. There is another shareholder, Mr. B, who didn't pay the final call. So this is call in arrear. So in this case, it is called in arrears. Great, understood? So let's start, students, with the installment. So which is first installment? Application. And in application, you know, students, we always pass bank entry. So date ka I will make little bigger column for date. So if I make little bigger column for date, I will have a very less space to write the entries. So what I will do, I am going to write the account in short form. Okay, since I don't have space, I am going to write the account in short form. Now date is important in this sum, students. Okay, so what will be your first entry? Application ka, you will first pass bank entry and then the transfer entry. So bank entry, you know, it's very easy, students. So what is your bank entry? The date is 1st May, right? 2019 May 1st. This is how you write the date. This is date ka format. Always write date this way in the journal entry. So your journal entry is bank account debit to equity share application account. Now let's write down the calculation in bracket for better understanding. So how many applications we have received? All the shares were subscribed. How many shares were there? 20,000. So we received application money on all the shares, that is 20,000, and application money was 2.5 rupees per share. So it is 50,000. Still I would like to confirm so that we don't go wrong with the calculation. So 20,000 into 2.5, 50,000. So we received 50,000 at the time of application. Great. So we are done with the application ka bank entry. Now which entry? Transfer entry. So tell me what will be your transfer entry. Remember one important rule, student, here. When you are passing transfer entry, you have to take allotment ka date, because what happens on the date of allotment we transfer this. So remember, whenever you pass transfer ka entry for application, remember to take the date of allotment. So I am going to write July 1st, because on this date we have allotted the shares to the shareholders. So on that date we will transfer this money on the date of allotment. Understood the reason why? Okay. Now what will be your transfer entry? This is my temporary account. I want to close it. So to close this temporary account, now what effect to give, students? Now I will give debit effect. So equity share application account debit to equity share capital account, same amount, 50,000, 50,000. So we are done with the first installment. Great, understood? Now let's do the next installment on allotment. So what on allotment happens, students? We have to be very careful here. Why? Because at the time of allotment, shareholder A have paid advance money of first call and final call. So we have to show advance money here at the time of allotment. So I am giving asterisk sign here, asterisk sign. Great. And Mr. B didn't pay the final call. So when we are going to do this final call ka entry, I have to show call in arrear. Great. And here I have to show advance money. So let's pass transfer entry first. What will be your transfer entry, students? Allotment ka date is July 1. So what is allotment ka transfer entry, students? Very easy. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account. Let's write bracket calculation in the bracket so that you understand the amount, how we got the amount. So allotment money is 2.50 and how many shares we allotted? 20,000, and we are asking shareholders to pay 2.50. So it will be same amount, students, 50,000. So this is your transfer entry for allotment. Now let's pass bank entry. Great, July 1 bank entry. So when you pass bank entry, what you will have to show? You will have to show advance money of Mr. A. So if company have received advance money, it is a asset or liability, students? Yes, you all are right. It is a liability. Whenever you receive advance, it's a liability. And reverse, if you give advance to someone, then that is your asset. But if you are receiving, company is receiving advance money, if you are receiving money in advance before time, it is your liability. And liability have always which effect, students? Credit effect. So I am going to credit call in advance account in my bank entry. And what is a normal bank entry? Tell me, students. Allotment ka bank entry, very easy. Bank account debit to equity share allotment account. This is your normal entry, students. Bank account debit to equity share allotment. This is normal bank entry. What I have to do in this normal entry? Just simply add call in advance account. Why? Because in question it says that Mr. A have paid advance money at the time of allotment. So I have to show in allotment this advance account. So I am going to write here to call in advance account. Now I want to cancel this temporary account. Which is temporary account here? Equity share allotment account is my temporary account. So I want to cancel this allotment account. To cancel it completely, I have to write same amount. So I will write in allotment account 50,000. Now let's do calculation. How much advance money Mr. A gave to company at the time of allotment? First call ka money he gave in advance. Final call ka money he gave in advance. So what I am going to do, students, for your understanding, I am going to write a working note here in bracket. Great. So let's do advance. First call advance. First call is of 2 rupees. First call is of 2 rupees. So how much Mr. A is holding? 200 shares. So this is, I am writing here, first call. Great. And how many shares Mr. A is holding? 200 shares. 200 into first call is of rupees 2. Great. So this is the advance money of first call. Likewise, let's do calculation for final call. Even final call he paid in advance, and final call is of rupees 3. So 200 shares into 3, correct? Mr. A is holding 200 shares, paid final call in advance 3 rupees. So this is the advance money which we have received. So 400 plus 600. So how much advance money we received from Mr. A? 1000 rupees. So total in our bank account we received 51,000. So this is what the new thing we have learned in this sum. So just what extra thing you have to do? Just pass your normal bank entry, bank to equity share allotment, and you have to show in your bank entry advance money which we have received, and this is how you will show the calculation. First call ka 2 rupees in advance, final call ka 3 rupees in advance. So total we received 1000 rupees, and just simply add and write in front of bank account. So I hope you have understood this allotment ka bank entry. So we are done with both the installments. Application done, allotment done. Now first call ka transfer entry. Very easy. Tell me date. First we'll write down the date. October 1. So first call ka I want transfer entry. So what will be your transfer entry for first call? Equity share first call account debit to equity share capital account. Let's write down the working note for this. First call is of 2 rupees. How many total shares issued? 20,000. So 20,000 into 2, that is total is 40,000. Correct? So you have received, or you are going to receive 40,000 at the time of first call. Now let's pass bank entry, but be careful students. When you pass bank entry for first call, this is very important to understand what I am trying to say here. Try to understand this. At the time of first call, when you are passing a bank entry, what you will have to do? You will have to cancel the advance money. So what I am saying this, let me make you clear by taking one small example. Not related to the sum, general example I am taking. Suppose we are going to have a party, and for that party I have booked a hall. Great. So suppose the party is after 1 month. That is, let's assume this is May. So we are going to have party on 10th of June. Great. So 10th of June, for that what I will do, I will book a hall today itself. So I went to the person who is owning that hall, and the rent for that hall is, say for example, 50,000. Now what he will ask for? Advance money. So now I paid, say, advance money of 10,000 to that person, and I booked the date 10th of June. We are going to have a party at your place. Great. So this is advance money given today. Great. And the party is going to be in the next month, that is on 10th of June. Now when the, like say the date 10th, 1 month passed, and we are going and having a party over there, so that advance money will not be advanced till the lifetime. That advance money will get expired or will get cancelled on the 10th of June itself, and I am supposed to pay him pending amount of 40,000. So this is a very simple example to understand that advance money which we give is not for lifetime. Whenever the actual date comes, that advance gets cancelled. Now coming back to this sum, we received advance money, first call advance money we received, correct? When we received first call ka advance money along with the allotment, correct? So on allotment, I received first call ka money, also I received final call ka money, but first call will be advanced at the time of allotment. When the first call becomes due on October 1, the advance gets cancelled. Am I clear with this? So what you have to do here, when you are passing a bank entry for first call, what you will have to do, student, you have to cancel the advance money, not completely. Don't cancel advance money completely. You are going to cancel only first call ka money. That's the reason I have done working separately. See here, check. Now here you have shown advance money of 1,000. Now in this 1,000 rupees, how much is first call ka advance money? 200 into 2. So I am going to cancel 400 rupees at the time of first call. Am I clear? And this is final call ka advance money. This is also I am going to cancel, but when? At the time of final call. Am I clear with this? So now you have to tell me bank entry for the first call, but at the same time I have to cancel the advance account. Great. So tell me first, what is your bank entry for first call? Bank account debit, very easy entry. Bank account debit to equity share first call. This is your normal bank entry. In this entry, you will have to, what you will have to do? You will have to cancel advance amount, but not completely. Don't cancel this 1000 entire amount. This you have to be very careful. Don't cancel all entire amount 1000, because this 1000 consists of first call ka advance money and final call ka advance money. What you are going to cancel? Only the first call part. So what is first call amount? 400, that you have to cancel. Now students, tell me, advance account you created with the credit effect, and now you want to cancel it. So what effect you will give? Debit. So you have to tell me now bank entry with this cancellation of advance. So what will be your entry? Now think and answer me. Bank account debit, call in advance account debit, so that this account gets cancelled, not completely, only the first call money, to equity share first call. Am I clear with the entry? See, I am writing now. So this will be your bank entry, October 1 bank entry. So bank account debit, call in advance account debit to equity share first call account. For your understanding, I am writing working note for cancelling this. For cancelling, I have given a debit effect. How much you will cancel? Mr. A was having 200 shares and he paid first call money in advance. So how much was first call? 2 rupees. So 200 shares into 2 gets cancelled. This is for your understanding. So amount is 400. I want to cancel first call temporary account completely. So here you are going to write 40,000. So how much will be the balance? In bank account, you have to write a balance amount. That is 39,600. This is how you will pass bank entry with the cancellation of advance money. I hope you have understood. Great. Now we are done with the first call. Let's do the final call. Final call is of 3 rupees. Transfer entry, very easy. On February 1, 2020. Tell me transfer entry first. Equity share final call account debit to equity share capital account. Let's write down calculation. How many shares are there in all? Total 20,000. And we are asking for 3 rupees at the time of final call. So 3 rupees, what will be the total amount? 60,000. So this is your transfer entry. Now you tell me what will be your bank entry. February 1 bank entry. For final call, I have given asterisk here. So there is a arrear of Mr. B holding how many shares? 100 shares. Didn't pay the final call till the date of balance sheet. So we have to show arrear of Mr. B. Now arrear of Mr. B means it is receivable, and receivable is your asset. Asset always have debit balance. So I am going to write bank entry. So tell me normal entry, students. Bank account debit to equity share final call account. This is your normal bank entry. So what I am going to do in this normal bank entry, I will also show arrear of Mr. B. So call in arrear account. This is arrear of Mr. B. How many shares Mr. B is holding? 100 shares. And he didn't pay the final call of what rupees? 3 rupees. So into 3, this will make 300 rupees. I want to cancel this final call account completely. So I will write the amount same, that is 60,000. Correct? So final call account gets cancelled when you write the same amount. Call in arrear is debited because amount is receivable, it's my asset, asset is always debited. Now what new thing? One more thing, important thing students. Mr. A also paid you final call money in advance. So you have to cancel this final call ka advance money, which is there here also. See, I have written in bracket. So this is first call ka advance, which we cancelled at the time of first call. This is final call money in advance, which we are going to cancel now in this entry. So call in advance account debit. So why I am debiting? To cancel it. How many shares are in advance of Mr. A? 200 shares. And he paid which final call money was 3 rupees, this amount 3 rupees. So total is 600, correct? And you write down the balance amount. So always for bank entry, whenever there are multiple accounts, always for bank you write the balancing figure. So what will be your balancing figure, students? 900. So 59,100. So this is your bank entry of final call. So we are done with all the advance entry. Now in question they have not said anything, but I want to teach you interest on arrear and interest on advance. So we are going to pass entries for interest on arrears and interest on advance, correct? So let's do first interest on arrear. Now I don't need a question, so I am going to erase it because I need a space for working note. But one thing, I also need a date for calculation. So let it be there. I will do working note over here. Working note. Now this is working note for interest on call in arrears. Okay, it's very simple. Who made arrears? Mr. B. He made arrears on final call. When was final call made? Date is important. 1st of February. He didn't pay the money till the date of balance sheet. What is date of balance sheet here, students? 31st March 2020. So 1st February to 31st March. You have to count the number of months. So February month and March. So 2 months ka interest we are going to calculate. So what was the arrear amount, students, for Mr. B? 300 rupees. So on 300 rupees, what is the rate of interest as per the law? Because question haven't mentioned anywhere what is the percentage on interest on arrear. So you have to follow the Companies Act ka rule. What Companies Act ka rule says? On arrear you will charge interest 10%. And what is the month time period you will take? Final call was made on 1st of February. It did pay till 31st March. So 2 months ka interest. So this will be your interest amount which is receivable. 300 ka 10% for 2 months. So it is 5 rupees. Correct? 0.030. I think 15. It should be 15. Let me check again. 300 ka 10% divided by 12 into 2. No, correct. It's 5 only. So now, what is your entry for this interest on call in arrear? Since this is receivable, it is an income and it is receivable from whom? From member, from shareholder. So you will write sundry members account debit to interest on call in arrear, and the amount is 5 rupees which we have calculated just now. So is this entry clear to you? this due, this we are going to show it as due. We haven't received it till now. So I'm not going to pass entry for received. And when I'm showing this due on which month? On March 31st, I'm showing this amount as due. And I'm not going to pass received ka entry because question doesn't say anything that we have received or not. So let's assume it is still due on 31st March. And what one more entry you will have to pass, students, for transfer. Which account to transfer? Interest on call-in arrear. Where you will transfer this? Interest on call-in arrear account debit 5. Where to transfer this? In statement of profit and loss. So this is your transfer entry. So these two entries I want to explain with the help of this sum. So I hope you have understood the calculation, also the entries. These entries I have explained you in detail with the debit effect and credit effect in the previous video. So do watch that video to understand why debited, why credited. Okay. Let's do now one more working note. Now here what we are finding? Interest on call in advance. Who paid advance money? Mr. A. He paid first call money in advance. Great. When he paid allotment ke time pe. So now from allotment date till the date of first call, this is the time period you will consider for first call. So I am going to calculate interest on first call and final call separately for better understanding. So I am writing here, see students. So this is on first call, correct? What is the first call money? See, I have written already here. First call advance money is 200 into 2. So that is 400. And on advance, how much we are supposed to pay? 12%. And time period, you have to count from allotment date till the date of first call. So July, August, September. It will be 3 months, 3 by 12. So you will come to know interest on advance money of first call on 400, 12% and for 3 months. So it is 12 rupees. Now let's find out on final call. Final call money, see I have written already students here. This is your final call money, advance money, 200 into 3, that is 600. So on 600, 12%. Now when he paid a final call ka advance money, he paid at the time of allotment. So start counting from 1st July till the date of final call. So 1st July to 1st Feb. Start counting July, August, September, October, November, December, January. So it is 7 months. 7 by 12. From July to 1st of Feb. This is final call ka date. So you have to count from July to 1st of February. So July, August, September, October, November, December, January and February you don't count because it is 1st of February. So you count till January. It will be 7 months. So let's see the amount now. 600 ka 12% for 7 months. 42 rupees. So what is total interest receivable? Sorry, payable? 54 rupees we are supposed to pay as interest on call in advance. So again there are two entries for this. Here there is no space. I am writing over here. So now you are going to write this entry. You are going to write this entry on March 31st, 2020. So what is your advance ka entry? Now advance money we have taken from the shareholder. We have to pay interest. We have to pay interest, correct? So it is a expense. I am going to debit interest account since this is our expense to sundry members. What is the amount? Total is 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 1 5, 54. So this is what we have to pay. Now you have to pass transfer ka entry, correct? I have a doubt with the number of months. Let's count again. July, August, September, October, November, December, January. 7 months. Great. So it is correct. Now transfer entry. I want to close this account, interest account. So if I want to close this, what will be your entry? Statement of P&L, debit to interest on call in advance account 54. So this is how you have to calculate interest on advance and you have to pass entry for this. I hope you have understood this. Thank you, students.